Hey, oh, well, that's not too bright over there, is it? So, I went to court today, and they told me that I wasn't able to go in, which we knew was going to happen. They went in, they spoke to the judge. The guys that were there this time, there was one guy that was the same as the last week that I went, but there were two other guys, and then there was actually a fourth guy, all sitting there, four officers just getting paid, bank, sitting at the court, doing nothing. And they all were like, well, you just got to wear a mask. They were all helpful. Everybody was extremely helpful. They couldn't believe that I was arrested for not wearing a mask. I shared the information about Mary, who was in there just last week, didn't need a mask at all. I told the guy, John Doskes, who was the officer, they were wanting to know, and they said typically he's level-headed. They said that typically he doesn't, pull anything like this. So what they said is I need to appear back at court tomorrow again, that I'm either going to have a mask on or I'm going to have a attorney with me. And I said, I'm not going to do either one. I said, it was a wrongful arrest. I shouldn't be. I said, I shouldn't have been arrested. I shouldn't even have to be here. Shouldn't have to spend $2,500 on an attorney to bring an attorney in with me. They were like, well, hey, contact the news. Maybe you get a free attorney, maybe for ACLU, different things like that, making all kinds of recommendations. I go, guys, I'm allowed and entitled to represent myself in this case. And I said, I read the statute, third degree criminal trespass. I said, it should be dismissed instantly because what the officer alleged in the charge never happened. It doesn't even ascend to that level. It's a Class B misdemeanor. And they're like, well, it's a Class B misdemeanor and you really should have an attorney to represent you on this. I'm like, I'm not going to do it, guys. So they said the one officer went in and he said, hey, look, I'll go check with the judge. And he came back and he said, the judge said that, hey, you either have to have a mask on to come in or you have to have an attorney. And right there, you've got a judge lying. Like, it's, okay, if you're going to require that a mask be worn to come on in, I get it, but you're violating ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, and, my rights to not, and thanks, Devin. So they end up saying I have to have an attorney, that I can't they kept saying that I had to have an attorney. And then they said, no, it's your right. They agreed. They said, it is your right to represent yourself. But the one guy said he went in, spoke to the judge. Judge said, you either have to have an attorney or you have to have a mask. That's the only way it's going to be handled. And I said, well, I guess I'm going to come back tomorrow and we're going to see what happens. And then they were saying, well, they could put a warrant out for your arrest for not showing up they could show up for not appearing. Or they can arrest you for not appearing. I said, well, then I'm going to have to put it on camera and I'm going to have witnesses with me tomorrow to verify that I was in fact here, that I did appear, and that I wasn't allowed to go into the courtroom, or the courtroom didn't make provisions in which to process me. And they said that that I could stand outside without the mask tomorrow. I could wait until everybody was cleared out, and then I could come in briefly, go into chambers, be arraigned, and then, be on my way. I go, guys, I don't understand what you don't get. I says, I can't wear the mask. So you can't, there's like no reason to force me to wear the mask. I says, Americans with Disabilities Association, this is how they handle it. This is the way it's supposed to be handled. So they got it, they understood it, and they're like, well, they're just going to end up being upset and, pissed off at you in there. That shouldn't have any bearing or effect. They're going to get pissed off at me because I'm exercising my rights. This is what we're talking about, guys. This is why we're talking about criminal justice reform. This is why we're talking about, standing up against wearing the masks, because this is all coming down. All of it's coming down. Where it's not even law. These people in law enforcement and these people in these courts, they don't even know what the laws are. They couldn't even tell me what third degree criminal trespass was. They don't even know that I don't need an attorney. The judge doesn't know that I don't need an attorney, but they're trying to strong arm you and force you into doing something. And then they're going to arrest me. They're going to threaten arrest for failure to appear. Or threaten to, okay, well, I appeared. And now I've got to bring somebody or two people down with me, which I shouldn't have to do. Bring two people down with me and say, hey, I am here. Here's video proof. Here's the date. The date is the 20th. Here's the time that I showed up. I'm entering in, and they're not allowing me entry to be processed for a crime I never committed, that I was falsely accused of. And every officer that I spoke to, the 4 or 3 that were there today, and the other one last week, all of them were like, what? You were charged with that? Like, how is that even possible? So none of them can even. So that, oh, absolutely, Devin, I am absolutely, once, and my attorney's already directed me and to say that suit will wait after the fact. And I'm suing the shit out of the shit out of Cheektowaga, and I'm going to be suing the shit out of the actual officer. Whoever I can go after, I'm going after. We're making an example of these people. If they're going to be tasked and charged with representing us, we pay them to represent us, then they should be knowledgeable of the law and not wielding it haphazardly in whatever way that they want to. You know, it's just very situational how they apply things. There's a lot of prejudice in it. And people want to say that it's racially motivated. It's not racially motivated. It's economically motivated, which I've been talking about forever. If you're poor, you're going to jail. You know, you don't have an attorney, and these people, and you don't know your rights, and you don't know the laws, and you've had a poor education. You know, I don't know why the ACLU and, Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're not standing up for all the poor for criminal justice reform, because that's really who is getting hurt. Not just the black people, it's every poor person. Every lower middle class person gets hurt by the criminal justice system. They get victimized by it all the time. Now, I'm blessed and I'm fortunate I have you guys and I have this huge pool of resources. But so many people don't have that. And then what do? They go in and they're faced with the same exact situation that I am, and then what do? It's just not right. And this extends into every government agency. Because make no mistake, that's exactly what a court is. A court is a government agency. That's all they are. That judge there, he doesn't have to have any legal background at all, none. Now, is that a good or a bad thing? I don't know, but it's reality. Local judges do not have to be attorneys. They don't have to have any law degree at all. And it's showing through right now with this case. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with this or what I'm going to do, but I got to go back tomorrow, and I'll have a couple of people that'll go down with me that have already offered, and we'll document that I was in there, and I attempted to gain entry to be arraigned, and if they say you can't come in, then I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that it's all documented. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that, Devin. Thank you. That means the world, guys. It was nice seeing y'all. I'm kind of a little bit, it's work, but it's awesome having all you guys. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your day. I will talk to you later. If anything else happens, I'll bring it up. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.